Beautiful. Hey, Billy, question 4. Hi, Nick and Billy. I want to start by saying thank you to both of you for everything you put into the pod. I find it helps me so much to be a better parent, and the advice is invaluable. Nick, please know that the podcast wouldn't be what it is without you, and I find your insight so inspiring and refreshing. And Billy, well, if every child had the opportunity to be seen by a clinician like you, the world would be a better place. Thanks for that. I really enjoyed the latest episode on heat and attachment, and the story Billy told of the young man that has formed an attachment to food really resonated with me. I was in fact brought to tears thinking about this young man and how my attachment to food also formed. I had quite a traumatic period of time as a child in which my attachment to my mother was severely damaged. We've worked through it tirelessly together over the years, and I'm pleased to say that we have repaired our relationship, and my mum and I are in a good place, and she has also formed beautiful relationships with my 2 children. However, upon listening to this episode, I can't help but reflect on my childhood experiences and the relationship I formed and still have with food. I'm severely obese and have been since shortly after the breaking of our secure attachment. Whilst I think I am now in a securely attached relationship with my partner and hope to have securely attached relationships with my 2 daughters, I can't help but wonder, am I actually in a securely attached relationship with my partner, with my attachment to food, when my attachment to food continues, or am I in fact not in a secure attached relationship? I find myself turning to food in times of stress and, more frequently after having children, overstimulation. My partner is a wonderful man and gives me no reason to believe I am not in a securely attached relationship, but I can't help but wonder, what are the signs that I am securely attached, and how can I help to ensure that I am in fact ensuring positive attachment with my children and avoiding the cycles from repeating themselves once again, whilst also working to improve my own self and negative attachment to food? And why do I still have this when I have repaired my relationship with my mum? Thanks so much again for all your work. I really appreciate it and look forward to listening every week. Your podcast impacts positively to my parenting journey in so many ways, and for that I'm eternally grateful. Cheers. So why does that, just to jump on that last question, and why do I still have this when I've repaired my relationship with my mum?
Yeah. So a lot of us have these coping mechanisms that are not the problem. They're a sign and a symptom that we underlying are still struggling with stuff. And this person probably has done all the work and it has paid off, in a secure relationship with their partner, repairing it with their mum. I think they're probably doing a phenomenal job with their own kids because they have this amazing insight and understanding of attachment and how important it is to make sure that the journey is different for their little ones. So I'm not worried about that. I think that a lot of it goes down to the coping mechanisms that we have. I have them as well. I have unhealthy coping mechanisms. Throwing right back to the Karate Kid, we talked about like healthy habits and how we build them. It's really hard. It takes a long time. This is why, thank God, all of the movement is going away from diets and, fads and all this stuff, because it's actually not helpful and often harmful. So it's really about how do we address the underlying issue. And what a lot of like food and screens and all this thing does is it's a distraction, and it gives us, hormonal surges that make us feel better about things, but they're false mechanisms, because what we really want to get that from is things that make us healthier in terms of relationships, healthy eating, healthy exercise, all that stuff. But it's just really hard to shift those things. Those are deep ruts that we get in, and we've got to be kind to ourselves about gently stepping out of them, not big dramatic changes in behaviour. It's just too hard to sustain.
This podcast is brought to you by Guiding Growing Minds, a social enterprise that aims to give all children the best opportunity to reach their potential and succeed in living rich and meaningful lives.